On September 2nd, my 18th birthday, pretty much the entire course of my life changed. That summer, me and PJ, we had a business where we were making more money than any high schoolers could have ever fathomed. I mean, it was ridiculous. We had 10 employees running full time, working so hard, so excited. Everything was just crushing it. On that day, my 18th birthday, there was a massive party that was going to go on. My first time ever celebrating my birthday and doing things with friends and planning on having a good time. It was going to be at my buddy Aaron's house, and everyone was already there. That day I made probably $5,000-$6,000 already. My confidence was out of control. That summer was amazing. We were just making tons of money, seeing tons of girls, just going to every party. Life feasibly could not have been better. And then I got a call for a pickup from someone that I had not yet done business with before. And it was a few cities away, but my ego was out of control, and this guy wanted to buy the rest of the product that we had. He was going to take all of it. And I went with two of my buddies. Both of them were in different gangs, so they were not they were pretty rough. And one of them wanted to bring a gun because he was saying, we don't know these people, this is going to be potentially dangerous. And I said, it doesn't matter. The worst case scenario is that you have a gun and you shoot someone. So whatever, we go. And this is a few cities over, we drive, and the second we get there, it's into this weirdly empty parking lot at this high school where there was not a single light. And there was just one car, not lit, sitting in the middle of the parking lot. And so me and my two buddies, Meatball and Ike, we drive up and we park next to them. Inside the car, there's 4 people in the back seat, 2 in the front seat, all dudes, not the friendliest looking types of people. And I've done these deals hundreds of times. They all go the exact same way. The one guy, he gets out of the car, he comes into our car, he gives us the money, we count it, then we give them the supply. What didn't happen was that. So he comes to the front of the car with one of his friends, and I roll down my window and he says, let me see the product. I'm like, oh. Like, instantly I get this gut feeling telling me that this is weird. I've done hundreds of deals before. This is the first deal going out of the ordinary. Why are there 2 people here? Why do they want to see the product? What's going on? But my ego was too high. I was overinflated. I just said, okay. I said, well, first off, let me see the money. So he showed me the money in his hand, like a big stack of $20 and $100 bills. We go to my trunk, we lift it up, and there's all the product in the back of the trunk of my mom's Kia Sorento that she let me have. And he says, all right, well, let's get it into our car. So we're picking up these boxes of supply and putting them into his truck, picking up box, going and getting his supply. And then he starts counting out the money for me. Again, it's super, super, super weird. He was individually counting every single one to his friend. And I've never, ever done a deal like that before. It's just, this has never happened. It was weird from the beginning. And then what he does is he takes a step back and pulls out from his fanny pack a gun. And he starts unloading it in the sky. And then my 2 friends, when that happens, they run away as quickly as possible. I'm standing there. He then just points the gun right at me, and he just fucking starts cussing me out. It was, my entire heart just stops, and like my feet are literally frozen, glued to the ground. My heart is just pounding out of its chest. Like time literally just stops. I was paralyzed. And for what 5 seconds felt like an eternity, I snapped out of it. I run to the car and I drive off a little bit. He goes into his car. They squirt off. My 2 buddies, we meet back up and we drive to the party. The car ride home was deafeningly silent. I mean, my hands were glued to the steering wheel, shaking of nervousness. And at that moment, I knew the business was done. We were never going to sell that product anymore, which was just nicotine we were just in high school selling nicotine, where there was a ton of unlimited demand for the product and not a whole lot of supply. So we took over, and 2 dumbass white kids completely demolished the marketplace for disposable nicotine products in our cities and then surrounding cities. Then we got too big, and eventually it caught up to us. Then we get to the party. I'm just frozen. I don't sleep the next 2 nights, but every single time I shower, I have a panic attack. I just never sell one of those things again. But that was an incredible learning experience, and I was very, very thankful for it because, one, after my 18th birthday, we probably could have gotten into some serious legal trouble for selling nicotine, and my ego was way too high. I needed to be humbled dramatically, and that was the first business experience that we lost everything. I mean, we put in $57, grew it to this small little empire for some high schoolers, and then we're left with nothing except a ton of business knowledge, experience, learning lessons, reduce some naivety. And then after that, I just went all in studying macroeconomics, studying business, like 100%. Instead of going to high school, all I did was study the entirety of the year, and eventually, after long hours, I apprenticed myself by getting this logo tattooed on my leg for George Gammon after a long, treacherous time of really, really trying, and started to work for him. And then after about a year doing that, branched off while I still worked for George, started a business, failed that, started another business, failed that, eventually started the business I have now, which is going better than I could have ever possibly have dreamed of, even though I knew I would be exactly in this situation. So even though life is better than I could have ever fathomed, I always knew where my life was heading. If I had one superpower, which I do, I can envision my future to such a high degree it is scary. Before I started working for George, I visualized and thought through exactly how I would start working for George. And I am not kidding when I say that. I knew for a 100% fact before I ever met George that I would have worked for him. I could just visualize it so well, and I had thought through the process so many times and thought through exactly what was going to happen. It didn't happen the exact way that I thought, but the end result was the exact same that I predicted. And then after that, once I started developing the business model that I have now, which was helping large businesses grow their YouTube to really start to get more customers organically for what they were doing, I visualized that I would be working with Ken McElroy. Before I ever talked to him about it, he was a quasi buddy of mine, but all I did was I thought through the different scenarios. I knew exactly what was going to happen. I would dream about it at nighttime. I just knew. And then 7 months later, I closed him and started working with him. And same thing with Robert Kiyosaki. Same thing with what we're going to do over the next 6 to 12 months. I am just very, very good. And some people might call this manifestation. I don't fucking know what it is. I just know that I can visualize the future that I want to such a high degree that my brain doesn't know the difference if it's real or not. And I mean this, and I don't like the words manifestation or all these other things. I'm just telling you, this is exactly what I've done over and over and over again, and now I lean into it. At nighttime, in the showers, when I'm sleeping, I am cognizantly thinking of exactly what I want, where I want to be, who I want to be around. And every single time I think of that, and I think bigger and bigger, I just achieve exactly what I thought out to be, and literally the exact thing. So I'm continuing to do that and continuing to get better and better and better. And now I just know exactly where we're taking the company and how it's going to expand, what it's going to do. I mean, the impact that you really want to have making YouTube videos. First, a long time ago, talking about macroeconomics with my buddy Justin, but after that, I started a 1,000-day series where I was going to make a video every day for 1,000 days. That's the Joshua Lassard account. But we actually want to grow that. And so now we're taking it more seriously. We have a team. We're doing more high quality videos, but I still want to do this kind of authentic style talking to the camera because it's fun. I want to, one, practice my storytelling abilities. This is day one. I guarantee you 6 months from now, if you watch one of those videos and then watch this video, how good my storytelling gets is going to be incredible because I want to practice being able to tell a better story, whether you're at dinner with friends, your girlfriend, business colleagues, or you're just talking. You want to be able to communicate and express whatever you want to be heard through storytelling. So I really want to practice that. And I'm going to be practicing every single day, making a video every single day. And so I'm really excited for what's coming. I think hopefully you guys enjoy the ride. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense that someone actually watches your videos. Like, all I know is I'm talking to a camera right now, and I enjoy that, and I really do find it fun. I find it way weirder when someone says, hey, I watched one of your videos. I don't know why. It feels different when I'm just looking at myself right now, talking to myself. And it's like a little diary that I really enjoy doing, keeping myself accountable. And so I would recommend anyone doing that. But anyway.